What up, EXO gang? It's your favorite wannabe sheep hunter, Garrison. Today is my shooting challenge. Okay, so bit of a unique situation here. My big tag for the year that I'm kind of planning everything around is a Muzzy tag, and I did not want to lose the opportunity to do a shooting challenge with my primary weapon. So I am going to use the Muzzy. However, two things. Satisfying the 40 shot minimum with a Muzzy is a bit of a tall order for one day and one challenge, because I can only get like 10, 12, maybe 15 shots out of this thing before I got to clean it. And B, I obviously would not be using a Muzzy if I were ever lucky enough to have a sheep tag. So we're going to split this thing into two parts. I'm going to do Muzzy for one, and then my rifle for the other. My rifle that I'm going to use is also one I'll be using on a late season elk hunt later this year. Again, that's not really my primary tag though. But I brought everything out here today thinking I could just knock it all out at once. And that is my 28 Nosler, and I brought all my 6.5 BRC ammo. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to do part one today of the Muzzy. That's going to be the Muzzy focus. There's my Muzzy. Target is over there at 100 yards. I might be a total loser, but I'm calling 100 yards my comfortable distance. I don't have the best vision in my right eye, which is my dominant eye, and this is an open sight Muzzy. Open sight Muzzy. It's Colorado, so I have to use open sights. But I'm gonna shoot it. I'm gonna go back to the house here. I'm at my parents' place. I've got my little setup made with a table. I'm gonna go back to the house, clean it, and then come back and do standing, kneeling, prone, all that jazz. And then we will come back a different day and satisfy the remaining requirements with my rifle. Also still do standing, kneeling, prone, do field shooting. So really we're gonna get two challenges out of one. But I'm doing that, A, to satisfy the minimum, B, to give myself practical challenge with both weapons, one that I'm for sure using and one that I would love to use on a sheep hunt. But also because I don't know, I really want to challenge myself with the Muzzy and see what we can do. So, two parts, Muzzy, rifle. We'll definitely meet all the minimums by the time it's all done, but that's my story. Y'all let me know if EXO ever decides to come out with snake boots for us Texas guys. That's the good stuff. This is my first group. That was clean bore, and I don't know, maybe I yanked it. This kind of started centering up in the left, so had to adjust. So glad we did, I guess, what is that, 10 rounds initially. These went through the same hole. Initially with this, went back, cleaned it, reloaded some stuff. So now we're gonna do this. I might do two more seated and then standing and kneeling. And then what I decided is we're gonna come back on a different day and do seated, prone, and rifle. So we're gonna get a lot of shooting by the time this whole challenge is done, but that's my plan for today. So far today has been pretty humbling. I'm learning that wind is a pretty solid factor with muzzleloaders. Group has not been very tight when I've gone to standing, and then even when I sat earlier, it was pretty spread out because of the wind. But I'm gonna show these last two shots. I'm gonna try to kind of emulate standing, reload, kneeling. Figured I'd at least show that. Can't show all of them or it'd be a 2-hour video, but here's what we got.
trigger was sticky on that last one. Well, we'll go see what we got. This is pretty pathetic, honestly. Very eye-opening, and I'm glad I'm doing this. Pretty much all of this is my group from earlier, with the exception of two, and that's the sad thing. Two of these, including that one, that was a hang fire. I felt that. But two of these far left ones were supposed to be over here. And I don't know if it was wind or pulling it, but that's pretty sad. In fact, one of these I was trying to adjust the sight left because I noticed this little grouping, and I adjusted it further left. But regardless, if you throw that one out for the hang fire, throw one of these out for the moving left, there's still two over here somewhere that were supposed to be over here, and that's pretty sad. So we took, let's see, I took 2 shots seated from the bench, and then 5 and 5 standing and kneeling. The 2 from the bench went over here, but 5 and 5 standing and kneeling, and only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those are on paper is bad. And I mean, none of them are even in the center. I mean, this is my hand. I don't have big hands, but that's that's a dinner plate. So I'd say, that one's bad. So I'd say 100 is definitely the max with standing and kneeling. Now, seated and prone are obviously going to be different. I mean, this was earlier before the wind kicked up, and that was seated. But man, this is humbling. Definitely going to give this another run. And I think what we'll do is when I come back with a clean muzzy to do the rifle, we'll run this back and do seated and prone. And we gotta get better. Okay, here we are, back like we never left. Target muzzy. So we're gonna finish off shooting the muzzy now that it's cleaned and ready for another 12, 14 shots. Now have the right rifle, thank God. So we will shoot that afterwards. Thought here is to shoot this and do, we did standing and kneeling last time. Now we'll do seated and prone. And then we will shoot this again here just to make sure it's on, and then extend it out to 300 and do more field type shooting. Just because I'm pretty sure with the last 3 rounds we've done with this, we've only done, 30, anywhere from like 32 to 36 shots, maybe a little higher. But it's like I said, I don't mind overachieving because this is what I would shoot in a sheep hunt. So we do a little bit of both today. Okay, I know this tripod works well for standing and kneeling, but I'm gonna try sitting, like if I were sitting on my butt, not at a chair. And then we're gonna do prone with my new bipod, and then we'll be good. And see how we did. Okay, we're wrapping up here. For my last one, I'm gonna practice as realistic as possible. I'm going to kneel with the tripod, reload with all my like field reloading stuff, and then shoot off the tree for like a follow-up simulation. Oh wait, I need my tube. There we go. Okay. Okay, kept going along. Here comes the follow-up. Not bad. Okay, here's today's results. These were a combination of kneeling and seated and prone. These two are left, so I centered back up right there. This is where we went prone and then did that 1-2 shot exercise. The couple of these are right on top of each other. So you've got 1, 2 that are off paper. That one I remember being a hang fire. Or I just pulled it, something fell off. This one was, I believe, the follow-up shot on that 2-shot exercise off the tree, which wasn't great. These were prone, and that one was standing with the tripod just for exercise. So a little bit better than last time and really good exercise. So now we're going to move to the rifle. Okay, here's my rifle. It is a 6.5 PRC. We're going to shoot the same target because thankfully I, obviously shot a muzzleloader and you can tell the difference. So just going to make sure it's zeroed. And then I figured while we're here at 100, might try this. I've never shot this one off the bipod or tripod. So I'll try that standing. And then I figured also maybe freehand it standing at 100 just for exercise before we stretch it out further. Okay, like I mentioned with the rifle, it's all good. We're gonna shoot practice, tripod, bipod, whatever, and then freehanding follow-up, just because I never really do this with a rifle, but it's a good practice. So actually here, let's pretend nothing going on. Okay, there's the animal. Good. Okay, shot. Walking. Oh, follow-up shot. Let's see how we did. Doing solid. 100 yards, so nothing crazy, but good practice. Now we're gonna stretch it out. Okay, in order to make it real and to get enough distance, we had to back way out, get away from the truck. Target is through those trees, way out there. You probably cannot even see it, but little bitty out there. I said 300, my read is 293. We're gonna do the bipod and try to get prone. The grass is pretty tall, but yeah, like I said, I didn't want to leave out shooting enough just because we were using a Muzzy. I also wanted to do some practice at least with the rifle that I'd be using on the hunt. I'm very comfortable with this thing, but yeah, 36, 38 shots or something like that with the Muzzy, and then now a couple with this, and yeah, overachiever, but we like shooting, so it's all good. Okay, so this is some fun compare and contrast. We've done the Muzzy seated and prone a combination of prone, standing, and kneeling, mostly prone, but then we did that one like tree exercise. Here we have a bundle of, that should be 10 shots, which this little pile right here is just smack dab on each other. But we did seated just to make sure that it was zeroed, and then did the standing off the sticks, and then the standing freehand, which I think is a great exercise. I don't think enough people practice that. And then I went out to 300 or 293 or whatever. Oh, you know what? That's where one of those shots went. One of those rifle shots went right there, because I was trying to center that and it went in that hole. So that's when I moved over here. But this is a combination of the seated to zero and the stretching out at 300. This little stair step that goes down was 300 seated with a like seated on my butt with my bipod, and I was stair stepping them down as I was like changing the MOA. But man, it's so cool to shoot a Muzzy and a rifle in the same day and just see that contrast. But yeah, that wraps it up for my shooting challenge. I will finish the the questions, and yeah, this is the end of it. This is my last challenge. I've done my 25 miles, done my camping. I did that on my scouting trip. Done everything else. So this is it. This is a wrap. It's been tons of fun. Thank you guys.